Shalom.
It's the weekly breakdown number 146. I'm doing the whole show like this. Yes, I am.
You're already messing up. You go, her. That's how you gotta laugh. Her.
You failed.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about dicks.
Yep, we can talk about dicks.
Big
ones, little ones.
Nick Foles.
Dick Foles.
Yeah, why don't we have this whole show be what our Ruby Tuesday conversation was earlier?
15 minutes of that.
I don't think we actually talked to each other. We just kept saying different things for Nick Foles.
Once we ordered our food, that's what it turned into.
What was the one thing that I said when we after we left? You weren't there for it. Hold on. Let me look it up. I came up with one. You keep going.
Okay.
Wait. It's best not said. I remember. Let's move on.
I'll look it up. But anyway, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about some... It seems like there's a lot of stuff happening from EA and Nintendo in the video game world. And,
Can I spell? Where's that Y?
Where's that Y?
I don't know. I meant to say, where's that rhyme with Nick?
Why words?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Where's that rhyme with Todd?
The Super Bowl is tomorrow, and we did a video predicting who's going to win. The winner was me.
No, he wasn't.
No, yeah, go check that out.
Oh, yeah! All right.
But yeah, that video was a lot of fun. Y'all should go check it out.
Flick Foles.
When he flicks his wiener.
Yeah.
He's
I want
laying
to do
in
that.
bed.
That's what he does before a big game to get it stimulated.
He just lays on the locker bench and just flips his wiener. Yeah.
Yeah, watch our bad video before you watch the actual Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why you don't watch Super Bowl at all? Because why? You watch that.
Exactly. It's going to be the exact same thing.
It's either that or the other simulation I saw where
Two rabbits fucked?
where Nick Foles can't figure out how a play action pass works. He gets tricked by the play action pass and gets sacked 3 times. It was somebody playing Madden and they don't know how to play. And they picked play action and they got confused because they thought they were running. I was like, I didn't pick a run play, and then he got sacked. Having 4 times was great.
Yeah. Play action. That's it.
Play action. Action.
I always get sacked when I do play action plays against you.
Yeah.
All the time. So, the thing is the Patriots, like, at least in Madden, that's all they have is play action passes. So I could do like 4 pass plays and they were all the same. So I'm like, this sucks, because anytime I do a play action pass, you're right up my ass. Tom Brady's like a 57-year-old man in that game.
I'm right up his asshole.
Yeah. You know, it's just, he's out on the football field IRL, and he's just like slinging it everywhere, swinging through that Danny Amendola.
Swinging his cock.
And in Madden, he's like, like, it takes so long. You could rub one out before he actually throws the ball away, you know?
No.
I'm going to try that this Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. It'll be quick.
Yeah. Quick Foles.
Damn it. We can't escape.
They won't let us. We played some Fortnite for a long time last night.
I figured out the meaning of the name of that game. Like 3/4 of the way through, like 1 in the morning, I'm like, oh, because you like build forts.
After you've owned it for a few months.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, it was fun, and we played until the wee hours of the morning.
It's like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Great.
Which...
Gotta go to the dentist.
I mean, whatever.
2:30?
No.
It's like too hurty.
Most people are like 2:30. That's nothing, but we don't really do that anymore.
We're fucking adults. Like,
we're old.
We're not losers.
I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 40. All right.
Yeah. But we got two victory royales and squads, and they were both incredibly good wins.
So I got my grand total wins up to 3.
Yep. Yep. And
I
we
still
were
have 0.
consistently rocking. Man, you got 2 of them with us last
I
time.
died like instantly, so that doesn't even count for me.
But it still says in your stats.
I contributed like nothing.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
You
shit,
were
that's-
there.
I got killed.
You were bait.
Not even that. Not even that. I was just a dickhead.
We were so great. It took 4 of us to take down one guy. It was
Yeah.
so great.
Well, I would say it just took Rich.
1.
Yeah, it just took
Okay,
Rich.
2. Because me and you, we didn't offer no resistance.
No.
We basically just turned around and bent over in front of him. And we like, just
Yeah,
please.
I tried. I fired like 6 shots of the shotgun. I didn't hit him at all.
Yeah.
So I totally just failed.
I was hoping to get that 3rd win. That 3rd win would have been nice.
I really just, I don't know. I like Battle Royale. So they're not like the thing that I'm going to play that every night, all the time. But they are an exciting new game mode for video games. You know, that I like. Who would have thought that all it really took for a shooter to do is to just not have like 12v12 and cool gameplay, just 100 people and they're all against each other. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it took, really. They're big map.
Yeah, I think duos is probably the best.
Yeah.
I mean, squads is good. I like squads, but it's just like because like solo is so hard because yes, people die and you don't have to worry about things, but then at the same time, like everybody's drop is independent of each other. So then like everybody's gonna drop into like areas, whereas like you know, like squads, it's you could find an area that just nobody is going to. Like Tomato Town was just like, oh, nobody been through here yet. That's just how people drop. It's like that's great. That would never happen in solo.
Yeah.
In solo, there would be at least everywhere gets touched. So it's like you gotta. That's why you gotta get down and get there.
Yeah. I also just really love the strategic side. You know, you got to play your cards right down at the end. Like yeah, you can win just on skill and taking people out, but you have to make the right moves. You know.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're not going to win. You know. It's good.
I still have to get more than 2 kills in a single game.
I think I've gotten like 3 at one point.
That's like the most. I had my one clutch moment where I saved everybody and I got 2 kills and I saw that and I'm like, well, I'm not going to do much the rest of the game. That's how this stuff works.
Yeah.
I think I would like Battle Royale more if it was like Ghost Recon Wildlands. Like if it was slowed down a little more and it was more like
You
stealth
like
kind of.
PUBG.
You probably like PUBG.
I don't know. Yeah, I was
that's
watching like
PUBG.
gameplay of that, and maybe I don't
It's
know.
more
It's just
slow.
It's slow because
After
the map's
watching-
like so much bigger.
yeah.
So like again, you have a higher chance of like if you don't drop into like a named area, you have a better chance of just not
Yeah.
having to fight immediately.
But even watching like gameplay of that, like people still jump around a lot. Like
Yeah.
in Ghost Recon Wildlands, there's no jump button, which for me is like I like that because
Yeah.
I've never been a person that's like, oh, I'm gonna go into this and people are jumping around. It's like just fucking stay still, you know. Let's just gun each other down, you know.
Take the jump button out of it.
Yeah, because it's just so fucking squirrely, and I feel like an old person. But like, it's just so tough for me to play a game like that.
That's like the one game that I would want to add a battle royale mode in is Ghost Recon. I think it just works perfectly.
That map would be great.
Ghost Recon and The Division are 2 games that to me they just work perfectly.
Yeah. I think
that kind of.
I think Ghost Recon, like you could section off a pretty sizable chunk of that map and
still
just
there'd be
say
plenty.
fucking go to town.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the whole gear aspect of it could be really neat. That game needs a battle royale for sure. I think it'd be fucking great. But you said like if Ubisoft does a Division sequel, like the Dark Zone, have that be like a battle royale in there, and that's how you win like the best loot in the game.
But like the same kind of thing,
That'd be
maybe somehow whatever virus or whatever happened, it hits a different city, but then like somehow you can they take you up and you can't go. You have to, in order for you to again, it makes sense because they have that area sectioned off. You got to jump out of a helicopter or something, and then you jump in and it's like go to like Chicago or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
I
it's
think
just
that'd be
like,
really cool.
or it's like, I don't know, like there's single player, but then you can actually enter multiplayer in the game, and it just turns the whole city into like a free for all kind of.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
Like the whole place could be the Dark Zone. It's just you have to like initiate it almost. Like the virus strikes into the city, and it's like a free for all there. And
Oh yeah, because that would work naturally. It's like it's
like
closing off area.
Like The Last of Us, but just the like bad people.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Again, Division and Ghost Recon are the two games where that works perfect.
So I like how the gameplay is like more slowed down, and it's like you take your time with it, and it's like there's like another kind of strategy to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
See that's the one thing that like I think is actually the thing that's more with like because that's definitely I think a thing early in a match in Fortnite, because normally like towards the end game you're getting into like range battles where jumping isn't going to help, because jumping around only really works if you're close and you have a shotgun, because then you can just point it in a direction. It's kind of hard to do it with like a pistol, but like so a lot of those a lot of them start off as like range battles, like one person on one side of the circle. Yeah, playing last night with a buddy of mine was nice, because learning how to better play the game. Because it's just like I used to just play, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna find a spot, and I'm gonna hunker down. I never really built that much. I built to get to like chests and to get to areas. I never really built like forts. But then he's like, here, just literally just place random pieces around, and then just make a fort out of it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, or like even that second match we ended up winning, where we were getting flushed out of our base that we built because of the circle moving, and the next piece of cover was like way down the hill, so we were like screwed.
Yeah.
But he's like, just start building random walls as you go across. And there's just fucking walls all over the place, and we're just charging down there, and we didn't get shot at, or we didn't take really any hits at all. And like playing with someone that's really good and knows how to think like that, I think is super helpful, because otherwise I would have just ran down there and probably got shot by a sniper and done for. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to play with somebody like that, just to take your thinking to a whole other level. I like that.
Also, there's learning like nice, good areas to drop in. Because I always drop in named areas. Not just because I don't know anywhere else on the map. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna drop in this named area, and then there's always people there. And it's like, well, fuck. Now I at least know of a couple other spots.
A game that would be good with like a battle royale kind of style to it, if it's still a thing, would be like a Dead Island 2. And you could have like zombies in the world as well. So it's like adds this other factor, and it's kind of, promotes the whole survival thing, but it's like, I gotta watch out for zombies. And that's kind of like, what's it called? Daisy? Is it either Daisy or H1Z1?
Daisy, I wanted to.
But like Battle Royale, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, H1Z1, that's kind of where the whole Battle Royale thing came from. And also there's PUBG zombie servers. But those are just like... The zombies like just get melee attacks, but there's only one squad of humans and 96 zombies. But then the problem with that is zombies just wait and see when you're going to jump out. And they jump out after you. And then... But like
other people playing as zombies?
Yeah, it's people. It's 96 people playing zombies, and so they're in the plane or whatever too, and so they just wait for you to jump out. And
it seems like a backwards way to do it.
Yeah.
I feel about that.
Like it's an interesting thing.
For sure. Yeah. Let's talk about some EA things. Had an earnings call, investor sort of thing. Usually some news comes out of these sort of things. So they confirm we're getting a new Battlefield game this year. Woohoo! What do you guys think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to be?
Probably the Vietnam one, I would think.
So I think they're going to do World War II, personally.
I mean, I heard Vietnam was the one of the rumored things. Because I feel like they're going to try to not, try to stay. I mean, they're going to keep doing the historical kind of thing, but I mean, especially just after Call of Duty does it. You know what I mean? Or at least Call of Duty can be like, yeah, but it's World War II. We've done World War II before. Like, sure, Battlefield's in World War II, but it's like, yeah, they're doing it like a year afterwards. I don't know. Also, with Call of Duty, they've been working on that for like 3 years, of it being World War II. I think Vietnam would work. It's because I know supposedly there's 2 games being worked on right now. Only one of them's coming out, and supposedly the other one's Bad Company 3, supposedly. One of the rumors.
That's the thing I want personally the most, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
I would want Bad Company 3, but anymore, I have such a natural distrust of EA that I'm like, they're just doing it for the money, and they're not gonna treat it right, and they're just gonna, and it's just gonna be a game with that name tagged on it, and it's just gonna be bad.
After what they did with Battlefront 2 being like one of their flagship games in shooters and all that, you know, what they did with that, like, I'm way more hesitant when it comes to the next Battlefield now. And that sucks, because they could not do what they did with Battlefront 2 or do it way better. You know, maybe that's what's going to happen, but still, just until we really start to see what this thing's going to be, it's going to be like I think, hopefully most people will kind of hold off until it actually comes out, but I doubt it. I think Battlefield 1 was the most successful Battlefield in terms of sales. I mean, that they practically said that.
I mean, I think it might be Bad Company just because there are rumors about it, and that, you know, makes me think that it might be a thing. But if it's not that, I think it's just going to be Battlefield 5. Like, they're going to go back to... Because Battlefield 4 is such a big success, eventually, I think they're probably going to go back to that, and then I think a good idea would be like, oh yeah, Battlefield 5, and then historical game, and then Battlefield 6, and then historical game, and then Battlefield 7, and then historical game. I feel like that would be a pretty... I don't know, they would look at Call of Duty and say, like, hey, you know, these different...
iterative things. It's not all the same.
It kind of works, yeah. I mean, because it would be different, you know, if it went from World War I to Vietnam. It's not like getting the same franchise. I mean, it's different time periods, but I feel like they've kind of been overdue for like Battlefield 5 by now.
Yeah, I mean, 4 was 2013.
Yeah, so
5 years ago.
Actually, it was a little over 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I also think it would be cool if they did Hardline 2.
You shut your mouth.
So we'll see with that. I imagine they'll announce it before E3. They usually do.
I wonder how
it'll leak before E3, and then they'll talk about it.
Yeah, I wonder how greedy they're going to be with it.
Yeah.
Oh, probably very
interesting. Anthem is officially delayed to 2019. This is the part that pisses me off the most. Blake Jorgensen, who's an executive at EA, said it doesn't make sense to release Anthem next to Battlefield.
Sorry, Titanfall.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, probably one of the most like anticipated. I mean, people were like excited for Titanfall 2, and then it just had to come out at Battlefield 1. And people were more excited about Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, I bet you there's they're like, yeah, you need to make sure Titanfall 3 is like good and it sells well. It's like, yeah, that was your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Titanfall 2 is a great game.
Didn't they bought Respawn, right?
Yeah.
And before they just published for Respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think they like did that to, I don't know, drive down the stock a little bit for Respawn so you buy them a little cheaper? Like, oh hey, you're asking and sells well.
I mean, that could be a thing. Maybe. I never thought of it that way.
But at the same time, I feel like, and they said that Titanfall 3 is probably going to happen, which is good. But I feel like they've never given that franchise its fair shake.
No.
Because Titanfall 1 was locked exclusively on Xbox and PC. Titanfall 2 was slammed between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty in the holiday season. Like, do Titanfall 3, put it on all the consoles, and put it out in, like, the springtime. That would be perfect for that fucking game.
Or put it out before those games.
Yeah,
not in the middle.
Yeah, then you can really see what Titanfall is. And if it doesn't sell then, okay, then maybe it's not a major franchise that you want to stick with moving forward or something. You know, whatever. That's up in the air. But you just have never given it a fair shake, which is unfortunate.
There's no way they'll put that out before, like, Battlefield. I almost said Battlefront. Battlefield is like their cash cow. They want, I don't know, they're not going to do any wrong to that game.
I mean, that Star Wars game's going to come out first. Because, again, they're probably looking at it, like, even despite everything, Battlefront 2 is still selling very well. I mean, it's sold really well over December and the holiday month in December.
Yeah,
so
we'll get to that.
So like, you know, they'll be like, no, well, since Titanfall 2 didn't sell well, here, you make this Star Wars game, then you can do that.
Speaking of Respawn's Star Wars game, they said it will be out most likely by March 2020. So probably holiday 2019.
Well, they scrapped the whole fucking thing, didn't they?
No. That was the
okay. Never
this
mind.
one. This one's
Well,
still.
didn't they change this one?
No.
Or which one are we talking about?
It's the respawns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Visceral one, didn't they just change up a bunch of stuff with it? That's
Like,
gonna be-
apparently it still exists in some.
Yeah.
It exists. They transitioned it to a different EA studio. They shut down Visceral, and they said they're reworking the whole game practically. So, but Respawn's game they haven't touched it on.
I still
the hell?
love to point out that the Disney Star Wars deal, probably happened in like 2012, and it's been or the Disney EA, and it's been 5 years. We got 2 games.
Two Battlefront.
It's a 10-year deal, and they put
very
out
controversial games.
2 games. One game that didn't have enough to it, and one game that tried that had too much of something in it.
It'd be too greedy.
Yeah. They got asked about the success of PUBG and how that might impact them moving forward. And Andrew Wilson,
Who is this?
This is
EA?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. And Andrew Wilson, their CEO that you always see at E3. He's kind of like a Phil Spencer to me in a way. Not 100% like this, but everything he says, I'm just like, hey, do you really mean it? Whatever. He said, what PUBG has done is change the level of innovation that changes the way people play first-person shooting games. We've also seen it in Fortnite, so people are clearly interested in it. That doesn't mean just putting Battle Royale on Battlefield, though. Well, our Battlefield teams are looking how they innovate, including core gameplay and map design.
So you talk about, oh yeah, that's good, but have you seen how good Battlefield innovates stuff, man? Have you seen
I didn't
this?
mean to scoff at that so much. By innovate, they mean just make the whole thing a clusterfuck. So you get shot from like 87 different angles, and where you're dying, and you just get frustrated and quit.
Yeah.
That's innovative.
Yeah.
Suck me on.
Yeah. I think I do enjoy the maps in Battlefield 1, but like the maps in like Battlefield 4 are way fucking better to me. And it wasn't that clusterfuck of a thing. Sometimes I like that, and sometimes I don't. And then they got asked of Battlefront 2's release and loot boxes, and this is like one of the most no shit, of course they would say the statements I've ever heard, but whatever. We do not believe that loot boxes are a form of gambling, and a lot of countries agree with us. It's not just us. The entire industry and the ESA agree, and they're helping to explain to people that what those are. People are enjoying games all the time that some are misconstruing as loot boxes or gambling.
No, the entire industry doesn't agree with them.
No, definitely not.
Not the
In
entire
pointing out
industry.
the ESA, I know the ESA is like the self-governing body of video games, but the ESA wants to maintain that, so of course they're going to fucking say that. The other thing, of course they would say this. They don't want to tell their investors, like, yeah, we think it's gambling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also like I heard a great argument as to why it's not gambling, and I have to give this argument some merit because it is technically true, and that's you can't trade in unless it's like Counter-Strike, which I think you can do it with, and like the more PC games, but like a lot of this stuff, like you can't trade in like what you get out of loot boxes to get real world money. But like, so it's just a game of like, it's basically like almost like a carnival game, you know what I mean, where it's like a game of chance and you win a prize, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. So it's not gambling, but still it's slightly it's slightly malicious tactics. Like again, some games they do it. Again, I feel like a broken record. Some games do it well. I feel like Overwatch does a pretty alright job. But then then there's basically every EA game that's come out in the last 6 months who doesn't do it well. Need for Speed, UFC 3, FIFA's had
Pay us in Madden, pay us in FIFA, pay us in UFC, pay us in Need for Speed, pay us in Star Wars. Everything, you can't just give you a game, you have to pay us for other stuff too.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people like to say Overwatch is a bad example because it really popularized a lot of this. I think it still does it all right because one, it's all cosmetics, but two, like the competitive balance of that game is still fucking strong, and you could play that game for hundreds of hours without even fucking buying any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you only buy that if you really want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have absolutely no reason to ever buy them.
Yeah, it's not like...
And they're not shoving them down your throat. It's not like when you open up Overwatch on the home page or whatever, it's like, hey, loot boxes, go get them. Like, there's the loot box button, but it's not saying come buy me sort of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also like... because that's the thing, Overwatch also doesn't... Again, because none of the stuff in loot boxes affects gameplay. It doesn't do the thing that, like, a lot of these games do, which is, you know, which like with that, was it EA who had that patent for the games, or no, there was somebody who actually had like who actually has like a patent that's already been on.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't it? Well, I know there was some. No, there's another one. There's another company.
I've only seen one.
I think it's EA, but like they had like that they were thinking about implementing something like that into their games. It's like, yeah, EA talked about it. Like, oh, we're gonna put you know. Again, very similar thing, put a skilled player versus somebody. So you're entitled to try. You're encouraged to buy these things, and that's like that's the thing. That's the thing too. If you want to put that kind of stuff in loot boxes, sure, I'll hate the game. But to do stuff like that, to basically like be like, hey, you need to buy loot boxes if you're gonna do it. That's kind of like shitty. You know, if you want to like buy them, go ahead. You want to potentially ruin a game experience, go ahead. Because
the whole point of a competitive multiplayer game is skill. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's skill, knowledge, experience. That's the whole point of it. It's not, buying stuff. That's why, like, it doesn't have anything to do with loot box. That's why I get so pissed off sometimes, like in Overwatch, when Moira has, like, her damage beam, and I'm, like, trying to run away, and someone's just following me holding a button. Like, it doesn't take a lot of skill. Like, throwing your orb in a certain room and kind of thinking like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then going about a certain way. But like Symmetra, sometimes it's frustrating because it's like someone's just running at me holding a button. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like, it can be frustrating when there's like less skill involved, and in a game like Star Wars where it's not skill. Like, even if you have skill, it's trumped by someone bought all this shit because they pre-ordered the game and got the early access and spent all this money and did all this shit. It's, I get playing the game more and being rewarded for that and feeling like you're kind of progressing, but there's such a fine line to do that in multiplayer because one player progressing and then is another player feeling like they're going nowhere, This really just depends how you do that, because I keep getting better and then someone else, it's like, sometimes it doesn't make sense to give the better player the better stuff. Like, you may be deserving, but, it's for accomplishment, sure, but not just, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think my whole thing with all of this is more so, not even so much, like, it's, like, if you're going to put this kind of stuff in your game, you have to make a different kind of game. Like, if you're going to make this kind of game where you can buy whatever weapon, then you kind of can't have a best weapon.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have just, here's a weapon that's just maybe better at this, but it's like this. So that way, yeah, sure, people can buy a weapon, but it's like, doesn't mean shit. Like, basically, you should...
Like the DL-44 in the, not the first Battlefront, but the previous Battlefront. Han Solo's gun where you could just, like, one-shot people for a while. Yeah.
It's like,
you had to buy that.
Shit out of it.
Yeah, good.
It wasn't even useful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like you can't have guns like that. Like, all the guns have to be equally balanced, because... Yeah. And then, at that point, if they do that and everything's balanced, then sure, you want to put it. Then also the problem is loot boxes, like, because then now you're just like, hey, you're not going to get it. You have to put more money in. Like here, I would be so much more willing and even more okay with like maybe even
like how Evolve did it. Like, you buy this specific thing, even though it's like pay to go, but you buy. I want this specific skin. Not, I'm going to buy a loot box and hey, I might get what the fuck ever.
Yeah, it's just like, or even in Battlefront, I would be, even though I'd still be a little, annoyed by it, but like, if it was just like, yeah, you can just buy, like, okay, you want this gun? Sure, just go ahead and buy it. Be like, okay, cool. Then it's like, if I really want to, I can just drop, $5 and I'll get this gun. And then it's like, yeah, that doesn't mean that big of a deal, but it's like, I'm dropping $5, who knows what the fuck I'm gonna get? It's like, oh, that's the thing, just don't do that. If you're gonna have, like, if you're gonna build a game like Star Wars, like, you can keep microtransactions in Star Wars. Sure, fine. Just get rid of loot boxes. You have all the microtransactions you want. But that's the thing. You start Yeah, that's kind of where I sit, because I kind of get the whole like, yeah, you know, again, it costs a lot of money to make games, so you gotta make your money back, sure, but like then you're just milking money.
There's better ways to do that. I mean, I understand it's like different with certain games, but like the way Mass Effect did it, you know, certain DLC was like I went through and I looked, I think, at all of Mass Effect 2's DLC. It came out like all of it together, like the appearance packs and like weapons and like story DLC. It came out to like what? It's like $70 or something for all of it, and that's like buying another game, but you're getting stuff that's like more story, more content, and then on top of that, you're enjoying the game and just the kind of game it is. I want this other appearance pack, like I want this other helmet for my Shepherd, or I want this gun because I want to try that out. It's like it complements the game, you know.
It doesn't make the game.
Yeah. I mean, with the game, it's just its DNA is based too much on outside stuff, and it's not. We're living in a weird fucking time with stuff like that now.
Yeah, I agree. Last thing on EA, really quick. Just speaking of Battlefront 2, the game sold a very sad 9 million copies.
Sad.
Yeah, it did not hit their sales expectations at all.
Oh, poor EA.
It is 5 million below the first Battlefront by its point in its lifetime.
Man. How are they going to stay in business now? Or
I know, right? It's
crazy.
yeah.
It's just like
it's tough. Especially after they fucked over Mass Effect. Andromeda.
And
not Mass Effect anymore.
And Andrew Wilson addressed to their investors about the whole.
Wait, did he address it or did he just say some stuff?
Well,
last time he said some stuff. He didn't address shit.
He said some stuff here, sort of, maybe. That's for you to decide. He said to his investors about the whole Disney EA controversy. He said, "You shouldn't believe everything you read in the press. We have a tremendous relationship with Disney, and we have built some amazing games together. And we have been very proactive with that relation in service of our players. We're at the point when we make a decision that we have the right model for players in our community. I have no doubt that we'll get support from Disney on that."
Well, you didn't have the right model for your community. Yeah, he said a whole lot of nothing.
He said a bunch of things, but I don't believe any of it was really truthful. A lot of it was not truthful, I don't think.
I think the whole first part of that's a lie.
I heard tremendous, and all I thought was like tremendous.
When Disney tells you need to get your act together, it's like obviously something's not right.
Yeah.
I guess what he's saying is that didn't happen.
Wait, what was the part again that he said about like their relationship with their player base? What exactly was that part? Again,
we're at a point where when we make the decision that we have the right model for players in our community, I have no doubt we'll get Disney's.
No, I think it was before that. They said something about the relationship with players.
Oh, we have built a tremendous relationship with Disney. We have built some amazing games together, and we have been very proactive with that relationship in service of our players.
That's what we call in the business.
Not proactive, reactive.
That's what I was just going to say.
That's called fact bending. You're taking stuff that's not necessarily wrong, but you're just wording it in a way to where it makes yourself look good. It's PR 101.
Like we got ahead of this thing, you know.
Yeah.
We just eliminated a whole part of a game in a lockdown, man.
Like, oh no. Their Battlefield, or their Star Wars game, only sold 9 million copies. Oh no. Most fucking games would kill to sell that many copies. Like, shut the fuck up. And it's just...
I mean, their stock's up, too. Like, their stock is at, like, an all-time high.
I know that game had a huge budget and stuff, but you're saying you can't produce any profit to move your business forward, to invest in other projects based off of 9 million copies, and you're going to sell more over the next few months, probably. Like, come the fuck on, man. That's just crazy to me. That just comes off a little bit as greedy. And also, to me, it's just a little sickening that the game even sold that many copies in the first place.
I mean...
But there's a lot of people out there that just don't really give a shit about the microtransactions and video games. And
which is fine. And also, you have to deal with, like, a lot of people who, like, you know, You get it as a Christmas present. They don't know about stuff that's going on. It's like, oh, Star Wars. I like a Star Wars game. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Not play it? You got it for free.
I'm sick of EA shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Agreed.
But obviously not 9 million people. No, there's 9 million people who aren't. But you know.
Let's switch to a company that's been doing a lot of good. Nintendo. Gonna rapid fire some news here from Nintendo. The Switch has officially outsold the Wii U.
Just period. End of statement.
In 10 months. The Switch sold better than the Wii U did in
Its entire lifespan.
its whole lifespan. So what? 5 years? 6 years?
So 2 months for every year.
In the last quarter alone, the Switch sold basically half of the amount of consoles that it has sold in its lifetime. It sold 7.23 million units in the last quarter. It's up to 14.86 worldwide.
Almost 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
In terms of the top 3 best-selling video games on the system,
I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Mario Kart.
You take Zelda, Mario Kart, Splatoon.
I'm gonna say Odyssey, Mario Kart, and 1-2 Switch.
number 3. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Really? I thought that would have sold a bit better. I mean, there was a point in time where that game had a larger install base than the actual number of Switches out in the wild.
6.7 million copies of this game. For a Zelda game, though, this has to be like the best-selling Zelda.
How many?
6.7 million.
I know. What the fuck? Ocarina of Time was like 8 million.
Yeah, I mean, this game's up there for sure. It's one of the best, if not. But
also, Ocarina, you have to worry about like 2 different remakes that came out at the same time too.
Yeah. Number 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Alright.
7.33 million. And number 1, Super Mario Odyssey.
Really? I didn't think that would go.
Really?
9 million copies.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's great.
I would say over the last quarter, Nintendo is rolling in the dough. Just between launching Mario Odyssey, some of these games continuing to sell, the Switch selling well.
And that's why they announced the whole Labo thing.
Oh,
They're like,
This year is
great.
going to be comparatively slow for them because they don't have that Pokemon game coming out. A lot of stuff that's coming out to the Switch, I think it's going to be like third-party stuff.
I agree with you.
Comparatively slow.
No, I 100% agree with you. But will it be slow? And I say that, are they just holding back on what their big second half games are going to be?
I mean,
in the first half, it's going to
they-
be filled with ports and Labo and stuff like that. In the second half, is Smash Bros. Coming in there in the fall? Is there an Animal Crossing?
It should be.
They have to have a big fall.
Yeah,
at least one.
I feel like there'll be at least 1 or 2 big games in the fall.
Yeah.
I mean, because think we didn't know about many of the games that were coming out for it until the Switch was announced this time last year.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Nintendo likes to hold back on a lot of that stuff, but them launching Zelda and Mario in the same year. Yes, there's Metro and Pokemon out there, but most people don't think they're going to be out this year. So what is that? They just have to let us know. I think that's all people want. All people want to know is what am I going to be looking forward to at the end of the year?
Bayonetta. That's not coming out this year, is it?
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, they had those
huge game.
They have the ports of Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming out soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a ton of indie games. I was looking at just games coming out in February that I want to play on the Switch, and there's 5 games
Mass
coming out.
Effect.
It's crazy.
Bring Mass Effect to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mass Effect. Just bring Mass Effect 3, not the first 2. Just the third one.
Mm-hmm. I'm playing.
Just the DLC, not the whole game. Just the DLC.
Just the fucking God, what's that called? The Citadel DLC.
Leviathan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, in other Nintendo news, their Switch Online paid service is going to launch September 2018. It'll be $20 a year, and you will be getting classic games, every month, pretty much.
$20 a year?
$20 a year.
It's the first time they're charging, I think, for online.
Hopefully this thing's not a piece
It'll
of shit.
be $3.99 for a 1-month membership and $7.99 for a 3-month membership.
That's You have to be dumb to not buy the year. I'm sorry, because it's $4 a month. That means if you buy 1 month at a time, you're going to be spending almost $50. That's 2.5 times as much if you just bought a year. Same thing with the 3. That's
Math.
That's like 28. That's 20. That's still like.
We need a thing on the screen that just flashes by that says math.
So you'll have the classic game selection that they'll just be adding to, and apparently you will be getting exclusive eShop deals, kind of like a PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold thing, and then also you'll need this eventually then for online multiplayer.
What kind of classic games? Like Game Boy stuff?
Well, right now the 2 games that they've talked about are Super Mario Bros. 3 and Balloon Fight, and also like they're adding new content to those old games, like multiplayer aspects to them sometimes, which is crazy.
Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh,
If they had any like the earlier Pokemon games, that'd be pretty cool, or like some like old school stuff.
So we'll see what this thing turns out. September 2018 is interesting because, like, are they going to launch this service alongside a big game like Smash Brothers or Animal Crossing or something that's online focused?
I've been wanting to play Smash for a while.
I don't know. Who knows? Other Nintendo news. Mario Kart Tour is the next Mario Kart game. It's on your phone.
It's on your fucking phone.
So the next
games are huge in China.
Yeah, the next smartphone game.
Like the one racing game. There's a racing game in China that has like 9 million people playing. China.
Mm-hmm. So the next smartphone game is going to be a Mario Kart game for Nintendo, and it will be out by the end of March 2019. That's pretty much all they said.
9 million.
Could be
people,
cool.
That's not a lot given the entire population. That's only like a small fraction. They have a lot of people in China.
Yeah,
They got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why? They got a lot of people in China. Why?
China's weird though.
Yeah, it's like one out of every 1,000 people.
They didn't like Star Wars: The Last Jedi because the cast isn't pretty enough.
They like Warcraft.
Yeah, but like they said they weren't attractive enough. That the
What does
characters
that mean?
they just
Like
weren't attractive enough.
like. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
They didn't look good enough.
Yeah, I mean Mark Hamill got old.
But even like everybody else, like that.
Carrie Fisher is old.
Yeah. What's your face? Laura Dern? Who's Holdo?
Yeah, she's old.
Yeah.
You're supposed to respect your elders. That's a Japanese thing. I don't know. I shouldn't say anything. I don't know. I don't know. That's like a greater thing. It's respect for.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude to insult people like that. John Boyega's a decent looking guy.
Apparently they don't like him over there.
Last piece of Nintendo news. The Mario movie is real. It's being made by Illumination Entertainment, who have made Despicable Me and Minions, and it's going to be produced by Chris Meledandri, who was the producer on both those, and also Shigeru Miyamoto is going to be involved in this film.
Hopefully that means it's okay. I mean, I don't expect it to be good, but like
it'll be interesting. I think the Mario world fitting animation like that is perfect. What's weird is that Mario or any of those characters do not talk in the game. So how are they going to do that? Are they going to give them voices, or are they just not figure out a way to not do that? I have no clue. Either way, I'm looking forward to that. Just out of sheer curiosity. You know what I mean?
yeah. I on slight news, I ordered. It's the first time I bought one in a while. I ordered another amiibo the other day from online.
Good.
Yeah.
But did you get Captain Bowser?
No, but it's one that I kind of already own. There's a second Cloud amiibo with his other costume.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need, so I bought it. so I have 2 Cloud amiibos. It's just his regular Final Fantasy VII outfit and then his Advent Children outfit. I'm like,
Cool.
I need.
Right on. So Nintendo, they have some stuff.
They do.
We'll see.
They have lots of stuffs. Thanks.
last piece of video game news, not to talk about it too much, but Red Dead Redemption 2 got a release date of October 26th. Still very far away. I personally think they'll hit that date. I don't think they would have put that date out there that far out if they knew that they weren't going to hit it. But just thinking, I was thinking the other day, this game, when it was first announced, was supposed to come out fall 2017. And I'm like, can you imagine if it came out last year with how just stacked last year was?
Yeah, last year was
Like, holy hell.
I think it's great for this year because, I mean, besides probably another Call of Duty, the Battlefield, and Forza, there's not too much that we know of that's coming out this holiday season so far.
So far, yeah. And it also makes me wonder, like, how this game is going to affect the holiday season, because I feel like most games are going to get out before this one.
Yeah.
Because this thing's just going to fucking destroy everything in its path, including Call of Duty, in my opinion. Like, I think this is probably the year Call of Duty isn't the best-selling game of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Just get the fuck out of the way, pretty much.
It really also does depend on what the Call of Duty is. Because if it's another, like, advanced warfare situation where it's a game that people just don't really want, then yeah.
Whose turn is it?
Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Do they do something new? Do they do Black Ops 4? I mean, Black Ops sells really well.
Yeah.
Black Ops does sell really well. I feel like maybe it's time to do something a little new.
I would think so, yeah.
Hopefully.
I would agree with that. So, I want to talk about a little bit of music. I just want to talk about this. We don't have to talk about this forever or anything, but Best Buy is going to stop selling CDs in their stores. Target threatens to pay labels for CDs only when customers buy them. So Target is threatening to not do that either. CD sales were down again last year by 18.5%. Best Buy is saying they're not going to sell CDs anymore because they only generate $40 million annually, which apparently, I guess, compared to everything else, isn't that much. But they will continue to sell vinyl for at least 2 more years.
Okay. Wait. Well, then again, I guess it doesn't cost that much to get vinyl in, so maybe it's like, almost like a... So it's probably... it's a different ecosystem, but I don't understand how you can continue to sell vinyl when not everybody wants to buy vinyl. People would probably... CDs are more accessible. I mean, you can still find a CD player anywhere, and then, what I mean?
Yeah. And then Target wants to sell their CDs on a consignment basis. Currently, Target takes the inventory risk by agreeing to pay for any goods it has shipped within 60 days and must pay to ship back unsold CDs for credit. With consignment, all that goes back onto the record labels instead. So basically, they will get paid when a CD is sold at Target instead of more upfront, I guess.
I can see that because a lot of CDs are just sitting around.
Yeah.
That could suck. And then you just got to get rid of them because it's not selling. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad thing for sure, but business-wise, in just kind of space management-wise, storage and everything in their stores, it makes sense. I mean, they're not selling well. When I think buying CDs, I don't go to a store like that anymore. You go online or you go to a music-specific store, like some local record shop or something that has those things. You don't go to... I'm going to go to Best Buy to buy these 5 albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you get the new Carcass.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just...
A lot of stuff they just don't fucking have.
I know.
And a couple, like when we were in Best Buy on Black Friday, I was just browsing around, seeing what they had. A lot of shit, even like popular artists, they just didn't fucking have.
Yeah.
Like not even a little sleeve there. Like, oh, this is where Carly Rae Jepsen goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just I think that's where a lot of the CD...
They probably have Beyonce, but that was just an example.
Like, that's probably where a lot of the CD industry is going to go, is like online. more of the actual like labels selling them directly and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel also vinyl has really taken off too. If you're really into that stuff, you'll probably move towards vinyl more so than CDs. I mean, it makes sense. It's very sad. It's sad for the industry because it's just going to be less another way that musicians aren't going to be able to sell their music anymore. Another major store or anything like that. But the industry's moving towards streaming.
Yeah.
That's just where it's going. That's how people want to consume their music. They want to stream the songs and then go see the band live.
I don't think CDs are ever going to die completely. I think
no, for sure. I agree with you on that. So interesting there. Let's see here. Light the Torch. Basically, they used to be called Devil You Know. They have members from Bleeding Through and All Shall Perish, and they have Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage. They are going to put their new album out, Revival, March 30th. They put out their first single, Die Alone, which is fantastic. I very much enjoy that song. Devin Townsend project is going on hiatus for a while. Basically, Devin Townsend's just saying that after 8 years of touring, he just wants to put this project on hold. He has 4 other albums that he's working on right now. It's just insane. I guess that those albums are going to just fall under something different. He has like Devin Townsend. He has Devin Townsend Project, and but Devin Townsend Project, which he's done the last 4 or 5 albums with, probably more than that actually, will be put on hold for now. But he said it'll come back in the future. So, that is sad, just because everything they put out is just fucking killer. But we'll see. And then a fairly large tour got announced. Obituary, Paul Bearer, Skeleton Witch, and Dust Bowl are touring. So that's a pretty sizable tour there. Just trying to see anything else. Okay.
Anthrax got announced. Well, I think they're on the tour anyway, but they got officially announced to especially the date that we're going to go see that Slayer tour.
Yeah.
That's cool. So
That's
you're
good.
going to be at Reading. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be awesome. So now there's another band. Good God, that's going to be a...
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I was wondering on that, because when I bought the tickets, it said Anthrax, and then the show starts at 5 o'clock. Doors at 4, show at 5. So I'm like, it's either Anthrax is playing or everybody's playing super long sets, which I could be down for either of them. I don't really care. So, I think that's pretty much it. There's 2 more. Monday.
Okay.
Just 2 more quick tours. Primus and Mastodon are doing a pretty massive tour. Lots of dates there. That'll be an interesting tour. If you want to get a throwback on your deathcore, Carnifex, Oceano, Spite, Buried Above Ground are touring, and on certain dates will be Winds of Plague, Archspire, Shadow of a Tenant, and Widowmaker. Jesus.
Widowmaker.
Fucking Widowmaker.
I know,
So
right?
Widowmaker's gotta be on that.
Yeah.
Widowmaker. God damn it, Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Change something else.
Mhm.
We need a tank.
Yeah.
We need Roadhog.
And then last thing in terms of music news, the winner for Best Metal Performance went to Mastodon. With
That's good.
Yeah. Who won Best Rock?
Foo Fighters with Run.
So Metallica didn't win?
No, Metallica didn't win out the Best Rock album either. That went to The War on Drugs. Never heard of it.
That's that one. Yeah,
But
That's a.
I was shocked.
That's the first time. I think it's the first time in forever that Metallica hasn't won for
Yeah.
their album.
Who won like Best Rock Song? Or like Metal Song?
Best metal song was
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do Best Metal album, which is
okay.
fucking stupid.
A rock song with Foo Fighters.
Rock song with Foo Fighters. Rock album with the War Drums.
Who won the best album of the year? Oh yeah, it was
Bruno
It
Mars.
was Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars
I
won
thought
album
it
of the
was-
year.
thought it was Ed
Ed
Sheeran.
Sheeran won best pop song.
Oh,
of the
okay.
year.
Yeah, Bruno
It's
Mars
Sheeran.
deserves that. Just because Adele didn't put out anything, pretty much.
I like
But
hearing
good for Bruno Mars though.
I like hearing the arguments against the whole Ed Sheeran thing because like a lot of the people putting out like Lady Gaga puts out an extremely personal song and a lot of these super like uplifting songs and he puts out a song about liking a lady's body. and then
There was that one Kesha song. Was she nominated? Praying, I think it was called. That was that
I think it might have
personal
been.
song she wrote.
Yeah. I know. I remember Lady Gaga, and I forget there was another one who had a big. I don't remember off the top of my head. There was a couple of ones like that.
Beyonce.
Did Beyonce have an album?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. I mean, she would have if she would have had an album last year.
But she wouldn't have won. Taylor Swift would have beaten her.
Yo,
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Taylor Swift's most recent album is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like I've always hated her music. It's always been like, it's pop music.
Mm-hmm.
But like that one song,
Look What You Made Me Do?
yeah, that's really bad.
What you made me do.
I don't like that song either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can listen to her older stuff and go, I get it.
Yeah,
But Look What You Made Me Do or any of her new stuff and just like,
it's just like not
Nah.
her.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Kesha and then Pink and Kelly Clarkson were all nominated. All with these
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
then all of them these nice songs and again
Yeah.
he likes the way her body feels against him and then he wins a Grammy.
Dude, I saw on Spotify, that song has been streamed like 1.5 billion times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You think he has a fat dick?
Insane.
No.
Not fat dick.
I think his dick is sensitive, like him.
Are you saying he doesn't last long?
Like are his pubes red? Is he fire
I would assume
crotch?
so.
Yeah.
I would assume
Like
so.
how red?
Like
They could be like light brown red or like fire crotch red.
probably light brown, I'd say.
I'm gonna say like fire crotch.
That's on you,
Do
huh?
you think his Gucci Gooch hairs are
Ass hair, everything, the whole nine.
all red?
Except the tips are brown.
Ah.
You gotta poop. Everybody poops.
Something stinks.
You know that book, Everybody Poops? Isn't it Everyone Poops or something? Is there a book, Everyone Poops? I should make a book called Everyone Comes.
Everybody jerks off.
Yeah, everybody jerks off. The elephant jerks off, and the monkey jerks off.
Everybody.
The kangaroo jerks off. Louis C.K. jerks off.
Well, yeah.
Uninvitedly. Did any new music come out this week?
Nothing
came out this week.
We can rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Not really any big like no album.
I'm gonna play Rat.
Yeah. That was the most shocking thing of my life. I'm gonna play some Rat. Alright, rapid fire. You guys ready?
Alright, well, I'll say that to you.
Broken Cross with Militant Misanthrope.
Atheist metal.
Black metal.
Thrash.
Fuck.
Don Broco with Technology.
Tom
Industrial.
Brokaw.
Industrial.
Fake news metal.
Rock.
Fuck.
/ post-hardcore.
Fuck.
Genocide Pact with Order of Torment.
Death metal.
Death.
Yes. Death metal. Lechery with We Are Born Evil.
Black metal.
Pube.
Heavy metal.
Fuck. Pube metal.
Long Distance Calling with Boundless.
Hardcore.
Surfer metal.
Post-rock. Whatever that means.
More or less.
/ instrumental.
Could be.
This band's kind of neat though. Saxon with Thunderbolt.
Saxon, I think just regular
Yeah.
metal.
Heavy metal. Last one. Funeral Winds with Sinister Creed.
Black.
Doom.
Avantgarde.
Black.
Whatever it is.
Avant-garde black metal.
Black.
Not much of it.
How much? No? Okay. I'll throw a cheap plug for my radio show in here.
Yeah.
So if you live in like the Lancaster area, especially around Millersville, on Saturdays 2 to 4, I do a radio show. 91.7 WIXQ the Ville.
I thought it was 97.1.
It's 91.7.
Oh, okay.
So I play all kinds of stuff. You know, mostly metal. Sometimes something else will slip in, like DMX that slipped in today.
Yeah, and some Bruno.
And some Bruno Mars.
And Rat.
Rat. Yeah, Rat. Yeah, well, fuck it. Why not? But so you can do that. Or if you want, you can go to 917theville.com and you can stream it on like computer. Hopefully these guys will be on a good bit. Because otherwise you just get to listen to me talk for a while, and it's just me. Who'd want to listen to me?
It's called Plugged On. His show is called Plugged On.
Look, I can't self-promote, so that's my way around that. Is to just call my show the same thing as our YouTube channel. Also, I'm probably going to use the channel to like promote the show, and then it's just literally every loophole that I can come about with of not promoting our YouTube channel on there, I'm going to do. Like I think last week I said, you know, so I have a YouTube channel. I'm not allowed to say the name of it here on my show called Plugged On, but I'm just really heavy-handed. Just like I technically didn't say the name of my, but you know. So check it out. You can hear music. You can hear us talk. I'm gonna try to have topics that we don't talk about here necessarily. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, buddy. See you later. Go watch the Super Bowl.
Or don't. I mean,